Hey Orangetheory family, hope you're all doing well. Today's workout, we're going to get Monday off to a great start with full body workout where we're going to be mimicking the intervals we have on the treadmill with the peaks and the troughs of our heart rate. We're also going to be looking at adding a little bit of strength in there as well. So get involved and remember to tag us with hashtag Orangetheory at Home and hashtag I can, I will. Love seeing what you're already doing out there. A lot of you burnt off that Easter Sunday chocolate. There was Debs, Andy, Denise, Kim, there was Georgie, there was Kelvin, there was absolutely loads of you out on Sunday, so that's fantastic. So keep sharing what you're doing. It's so motivating and so inspiring for all of us in the team here at Orangetheory Derby. Really looking forward to seeing you soon. Have a fabulous rest of your long weekend and let us see how you've been working out.
Orange Nation, we are ready to work. But of course, before we get into all of that, we have to make sure our body is properly warmed up before we crush today's workout. This dynamic warm-up is going to consist of 6 minutes long, made up of 3 exercises for 2 rounds. Lindsay, you ready?
Ready.
Let's do it. So Lindsay is grabbing a toolbox, or of course you can use anything that is going to be safe for you to step up on. You can even use the stairs that are in your house. So when she's performing her step-ups, notice that her foot is all the way on. That includes her heel. We're going to do this for 30 seconds on one leg and then 30 seconds on the other. That looks good, Lindsay. Moving on, to keep our body warmed up, is going to be our knee lift to an extension. This is going to challenge our balance. So this is 30 seconds on the leg, on your right leg, and then 30 seconds on the left. You're going to feel this in the back side of your body, your glutes, the hamstrings, and the calves. That's going to simulate the exercises that we have later for you. Then finally, we'll transition to our butt kicks. And notice this one's going to get your heart rate up. Lindsay's pumping her arms. She's smiling. She's excited. And then, of course, if you need your option of jumping is not for you, we'll just slow it down and focus on bringing your heel towards your glutes. Lindsay, you warmed up?
Ready.
Let's get it.
know the weather will pass, can't you just see how far away that we are from each other? Without flow, there'll never ever be something that you could really treasure, and treasure it could. I hope you will.
We know that one of the favorite machines that you have inside that studio is our WaterRower. So we're going to bring some exercises to you to mimic those motions on the WaterRower and strengthen the muscles that we use as well. 4 exercises that you're going to continue to repeat for a total of 8 minutes. We're going to start with a combination move called our good morning to tricep kickback. Getting into our standing set position, make sure you do have 2 objects that weigh the same. We're going to be working those triceps in this motion. Jess has water bottles to use for this exercise. So again, standing set position, shoulders stacked over hips, over knees, over ankles, feet are shoulder width apart, maybe slightly wider. Keeping that core tight, we're going to start with the hip hinge. So go ahead and bend at the waist. Then you're going to anchor yourself there. From there, elbows are tight into that rib cage, fully extending those arms, bringing them back to 90 degrees. And then this part, drive your heels in as you stand back up. So again, it's a bend, extend, and then stand up with a little bit of power, activating the backside of those legs. We've got 8 total reps here. Next, we're gonna grab an object that's a little bit heavier. We've got our sturdy metal lanterns here, going right into a hip hinge low row. Working the same muscles that we just used for that good morning, we're now gonna stabilize the body by getting into that hip hinge and anchoring ourselves here. Keep that core tight, straight line from your ear to that hip. Raise up those elbows at the same time, keeping them nice and close into that rib cage, pausing at the top like Jess is, squeezing those big back muscles and returning to the starting position. Your option, you can reduce your range of motion or grab maybe a little bit a lighter object. Again, you've got 8 total reps here. Continuing to work that entire body, let's put it together with a sumo squat to an upright row. So just like you drive off of those foot plates, we're gonna get into that squat position first. So drop down into those heels, palms facing in towards each other, push your feet into that foot plate, standing back up. And then from here, you're gonna drive your elbows up and out towards the ceiling, pinching those shoulder blades at the top, just like we're rowing at the top of that movement. So again, it's that squat into an upright row. You've got 8 total reps there. Last but not least, we are gonna activate that core. Remember, during that rowing motion, your core has to stabilize throughout the entire movement. So for this one, we're gonna do a static crunch with a scissor kick. Jess is gonna lay flat on the ground. First things first, let's get that low back anchored into the floor. So start with your feet above your hips and then lower your legs down only to the point where you can keep that low back in contact with the ground. Fingertips are gonna come directly to your ears, elbows out wide. From here, we're gonna scissor those legs, but first make sure you raise those shoulders off the ground, engaging that core. Remember, stability throughout the movement while we're moving our legs. We're going back and forth, nice, slow and controlled movement here. Your option, you can bend your knees and then drop one heel at a time, reducing that range of motion. Here you've got 16 total scissor kicks with those legs. Remember, 8 minutes of work. Let's get started.
wheels around my own head. Too bad I was acting like a child. I'd rather act like the woman I am. You don't know I could do anything. You don't know where I could go. You don't know I could do anything. You don't know. I woke up feeling brand new. Nice to meet you. Don't tell me what I can't do, I'll get it done. Woke up feeling brand new. It's nice to meet you. I bet it's nice to meet me too. Took a while for me to realize I never put myself first. Look my reflection dead in the eyes. I said it's time to see your self-worth. You don't know I could do anything. You don't know where I could go. You don't know I could do anything. You don't know. I woke up feeling brand new. Nice to meet you. Don't tell me what I can't do, I'll get it done. Woke up feeling brand new. It's nice to meet you. I bet it's nice to meet me.
We know that you've been missing the treadmill inside the studio, so this block is going to mimic those intervals and really elevate that heart rate. We have 6 total exercises, so we'll pair the first 2 together for 30 seconds each, followed by a full recovery. The second pair of exercises, 45 seconds each, followed by a full recovery. And then the last pair of exercises, 60 seconds each, followed by that full recovery to complete the block. Are you ready to work? All right, yes, let's get uncomfortable. We're gonna start with a push effort by doing high knees. So standing set position, just like Dee Dee is, driving one knee up at a time with power. Again, we're starting to elevate that heart rate. Remember, uncomfortable, breathy feeling. Your option, you can take it into a nice, strong march in place. No rest. We're gonna go right into that all-out effort with a star jump. So you're gonna drive those arms up at the same time that you're exploding those legs out. Nice, powerful movements. Remember, 30 seconds here. You look awesome doing that. Option there is to take a step out and then step it back in, or you can take it to a regular jumping jack. I think we earned that 30 seconds off after that, right? Sounds good. We're gonna go into that second pair of exercises. Again, remember, push into all out, starting with our speed skater. So you wanna make sure you've got enough space side to side, shoot off of one leg, catch yourself with that balance, but think about speed. So you see how Dee Dee's moving back and forth, again, elevating that heart rate, getting uncomfortable. Your option, big step to one side and drive that inside knee up. 45 seconds there, then immediately going into a mountain climber. Coming down to our mat or our towel, high plank position, stack your shoulders directly over your wrist, keeping that core tight and those glutes engaged, one knee at a time, driving in. Think all out. So again, very uncomfortable, 45 seconds there, your option. You slow it down, you tap one toe at a time. Again, earn those 30 seconds off. Are we ready for our last pair of exercises? Ready. All right, 60 seconds each. We're gonna actually pop back up. We're going into a sumo squat with an alternating punch. So feet are nice and wide, toes point out just slightly, sit into those heels, and then with that smile on your face, we're gonna act like we're punching the air, alternating, working those obliques at the same time that we're raising that heart rate. Again, uncomfortable push effort here. And then that final effort, we are gonna go into our high plank jack. So right back down on that mat, back into that same high plank position. Think speed rather than width. So nice and quick movements out and in with those feet, keeping that core nice and tight so we're not bouncing up and down. Your option, you step it out and you step it back in. It is time to get into that orange zone.
Can it be done? Hey. Can it be done? I will not forget our conversation when you looked at me and I dove into your eyes. There's no conversation, and I'm noticing I'm staggering across to you. It's my resignation. I'm letting go and letting you go in to where you belong. The hole is gone. Felt as though I was far away. You got me with your voice to where I belong. My heart was stone. You're the shape I didn't know I needed in my life. You best believe I see it in your eyes. You best believe I see it in your eyes. You best believe I see it in your eyes. You best believe I see it in your eyes. Can it be done? Can it be done? Can it be done? Best believe. Can it be done? Best believe I know it's real. I've seen it with my eyes. Best believe. Can it be done? Best believe I know it's real. I've seen it with my eyes. Best believe. Can it be done? Best believe I know it's real. I've seen it with my eyes. Eyes. You're the shape I didn't know I needed in my life. You best believe I see it in your eyes. You best believe I see it in your eyes.
your core is the foundation of every movement, and that's exactly what we're gonna target in this block. It's gonna be 8 minutes total. We've got 4 exercises, and you'll repeat those until time is up. You're going to need 2 objects for this block. Something that you can elevate your hands on. It may be a couch that's right next to you, or grab that kitchen chair. And then also a toolbox or something that weighs about 15 pounds or more. Dee Dee, are you ready to get started?
Ready.
All right, sumo squat to oblique crunch is our first exercise. So you can see Dee Dee's already into that sumo position. Feet are nice and wide, and you're gonna keep that chest up nice and proud. Hands are gonna be at a fist at your chest, and then driving one elbow down towards that thigh, really squeezing those obliques with every motion. We have 20 reps total here, so 10 to each side. Your second exercise, we're gonna continue to work those obliques, but we're gonna add a little bit of a challenge. So this is a standing weighted oblique crunch. Standing set position, shoulders over hips, over knees, over ankles. Make sure we're not locking those knees out. Fingertips to one ear, and then as you see, she's sliding that toolbox down the outside of one leg, and then coming back to that neutral position. So pause for a second, and then reset, and go right into that next rep. You've got 15 on one side, 15 on the other. The next exercise is going to be where we need that incline, right? So you need those hands up on something. We're gonna go into a plank jack. Now the key here is to go slow. So we're gonna pause and then jump back together. Jump out, pause, jump back together. Focus on keeping that straight line from your ear all the way to that ankle so that core stays super, super tight. Your option, of course, is to step it out and then step it back in. Now, your final exercise is definitely going to be a little bit more of a challenge, and we're going to elevate that heart rate. All right, we're about to see a lot of power coming from Dee Dee right now. We've got that tuck jump. So you're going to drive both knees up at the same time, getting as high off the ground as we can. Now, if we don't have that much power, you can pause in between, jump as high as you can, reset, and then go again. Nice work there. It's time for you to get started.
In the dark, in the room, I'm waiting on my own, and the dream seems so far away. Could it be you're waiting there for me? I just need to open up. Oh, then your light shines in. I'm flying. Never saw you coming. Now you're under my skin.
a sense of wonder. A tide pulls from within her. It pulls you in. Night moves in and you're both under, so close you breathe her in. A whisper now, no space between. Open your eyes, see
You've worked hard to this point, but what's equally important is the flexibility block. With this one, primarily, we're going to be working the posterior chain, those hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. Our focus here is to make sure that we reduce injury, especially hunching our shoulders over, hitting next episode on our favorite streaming service. We have 4 movements that we're going to hold for 20 seconds each. Em, you ready to do this? Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to start things off with our standing overhead side reach. We're going to bring our arms overhead. We're going to grab that wrist, nice deep breath, leaning to our left side to start off, working the lats and the obliques. As we get a little bit deeper into that stretch, each inhale on the exhalation, we're going to see if we can get a millimeter further into that. Now, whatever range of motion is available to you, use that. Then we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Nice deep breath, chest nice and tall. And let's come back to that starting position. Next up, we have our standing toe reach. Nice deep breath, feet together, shoulders back nice and proud. We're gonna hinge from the waist, keeping that chest nice and tall, reaching for those toes. Working primarily with our hamstrings, glutes, a little bit with the lower back here. Now, Emily has ridiculous flexibility. You may not have that available to you. So you can always go to the calves, maybe behind the knees. Again, whatever's available to you at that moment. Very nice. Let's go ahead, walk those hands out to a high plank. We're gonna get ourselves ready for a downward dog. We're gonna start from our high plank position, walk the hands back just a little bit, pressing through the hands, raising those glutes in the air. Legs are straight to really emphasize that stretch on the hamstrings. And for an added benefit on the calves, we're gonna add a running addition to it, alternating, bending each knee. Nice, slow, and controlled here. Last but not least, we have a runner's lunge with a rotation. We're gonna step one foot out nice and wide, dropping that back knee down to the ground. We're gonna bring both hands down to the inside of that right leg, pressing that elbow into the right knee. We're gonna reach up with our left hand, reaching for the sky. This is gonna work the thoracic spine, really making sure we keep it nice and safe. Holding it for 20 seconds, bringing it back down, and then switch sides. You have 4 exercises, 20-second hold for each. Go ahead and cool down. You've earned it.
We've been hanging on for quite some time. It's gonna be a very long night. And I got everything, so now I feel right. If you're ready, then let us party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let's party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let us party for the night. We've been hanging on for quite some time. It's gonna be a very long night. And I got everything, so now I feel right. If you're ready, then let us party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let's party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let us party for the night. Bottles and bottles and bottles, I'm popping some bottles and more, doing the most. How can I stop when I'm going? As long as it's green, I'ma go. Let us get low, partying like I'm the host, all white like I'm a ghost. Just so you know, I am the life of the party. I'm so bright, I can just glow. Feel so good when you alive, tasting the airs I breathe in the night. Let's take a flight, we can go high, Vegas to Cali or even Dubai. Don't ask why, just say yeah. Anywhere that you can think of, we there. Facing our fears as we go on this ride. Loving this life, I'm ready for the night. I'm ready tonight. We've been hanging on for quite some time. It's gonna be a very long night. And I got everything, so now I feel right. If you're ready, then let us party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let's party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let us party for the night. In my rear view, I got a clear view, but if I did too, take a chance, I wanna dance, so I'ma ask if you a kid too. Here's the truth, I'm feeling nice and you looking right, so let's share the room. A cup of ice and a double shot of whatever's got me in this mood. It just feels good, living your life like you know that you should. Ride that wave, sip champagne, out for the night cause we just got paid. Club on slate, nothing to say, just good vibes, we live in a blade. Doing whatever we want on this ride, loving this life, I'm ready for the night, I'm ready tonight. We've been hanging on for quite some time. It's gonna be a very long night. And I got everything, so now I feel right. If you're ready, then let us party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so let's party for the night. If you're ready to have an awesome time, I'm ready, so